join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Recording in progress. Let me see if that's going. Checking everything out. All right. Looks like it's recording on our side. All right. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman, and
Trent Hoffman.
You listen to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 178. Today, we're talking about Season 3 of Bad Batch, sneak in a little Acolyte. Joining us today is another powerful force in the galaxy. Father.Son.Galaxy, Keith and Kerwin. What's up, my people? What is happening?
Hey, always glad to be back
Yeah.
with the Hoffmans. All right,
Yeah,
my favorite
man.
people. So thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation.
This is like the force is swirling. It's very strong today. Very strong today. And you guys are wearing some new swag. I love it. Little merch. I love it. Love representing, man.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
It's very like patriotic and like July 4th. I'm getting that like Memorial July 4th vibe. So it's cool, man.
Yeah. Also, light side, dark side, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Lord Vader.
And then joining me today is my little buddy, Trent. How are you, dude?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, good. So May's a big month, guys. So where do you stand? Where do you stand with May the 4th or May the 25th? Which is a true Star Wars holiday, man? What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, May the 25th is Mom's birthday, so that's a really special thing.
Oh, it is?
This one happens to be, yeah. Tanya's birthday. We celebrated Tanya's birthday, but yeah. What else you want to say?
May the 4th be with you. That's Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, May the 4th seems to be a lot more fun. I know the
Yeah.
25th is the anniversary of Return of the Jedi and Star Wars. They came on May 25th, but
What about Empire Strikes Back?
that came out on a different day.
Why?
I don't know. But anyway, so I like May 4th because, it seems, there was a lot happening. We get some new stuff from Lucasfilm,
Everybody's
toys and gadgets. You never know. So,
That's the perfect
swag.
to announce all their brand new Lego figs and the lines.
Yeah.
The latest shows. We actually got a Tales of the Empire drop back in 2020. We got a Clone Wars on May 4th.
Right.
We also Bad Batch. So
yeah, May
So
4th.
you're pro May 4th.
yes.
Okay. Well, what do you think, bud? May 4th?
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. I like it.
It is catchy. It's very catchy.
Yeah,
I'm like, without May 25th, you couldn't have May the 4th, so.
May 25th.
Well, May 25th is the day Star Wars came out.
Yes. But I feel like
and Return of the Jedi and Solo all came out the 25th. I don't know. I think it's great because you got George's birthday in there mixed in there too. George turned 80 years old, man. We might be stalking his house because
he lives in Chicago.
He lives in Chicago, and they just posted like, I guess he bought like the next floor up, and so he's taking like his one floor and making a 2 floor, and it's like going to be like the most expensive like condo setup in Chicago or something. And I'm like, we might just have to like pose as like construction workers and try to get in there, man.
Yeah. Hey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh no! We should bring our whole crew, like the garrison,
the whole garrison, and just hang out there.
George.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if a whole army of stormtroopers just showed up at George Lucas's front door, like, "Hey, we're gonna have to search the premises. We heard from some rebels that you were hiding some other rebels.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna have a look around.
Yeah, just some body bags. Who knows?
Body bags.
Because he's hiding some. He's hiding stuff.
That went dark. How about just like a disc, a data pad or something?
Who
You know.
knows? Who knows? George might
George,
have
no, George.
he might have a stormtrooper or some kind of thing in the basement. Who knows?
Maybe he has some like auto turrets or something like to keep out everybody.
No, hey.
Yeah, but
hey,
he's
George,
he's downtown. He's downtown, and I was just like, man,
we should do that.
we should just circle, you know, and not that it's weird or anything, you know,
No.
just hanging out on his front lawn or whatever. But
No,
Very
imagine,
nice. I
we just
don't
have, like,
see George
we have a
living in
couple.
the big city.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
'cause I know he grew up in Modesto, and it seems
yeah.
like a
Well, and again,
quiet little rural town.
Where's Modesto?
yeah, don't even get me started on the museum, because the museum was supposed to be in Chicago, right? And it was some kind of Friends of the Park or something where it's like, oh, they're going to take away green space in Chicago, and it's like he's going to build the parking garage on the ground, he's going to pay for it all, like he was going to do everything, and it still got like political a little bit, and so they moved it obviously to Frisco, but he lives in Chicago because that's where he's, you know, that's where his wife's from and everything, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's going to be my retirement job. I'm going to be a greeter at the museum. Be like,
But you know what? George can live wherever he wants. He can have multiple homes anywhere in the world if he wants to.
Yeah, he could be in
Yeah.
in Antarctica if he wanted to.
Antarctica.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fly around.
Like set up his own echo base.
There you go.
Or like, no, do you know there's a solar eclipse?
So, you know, the solar eclipse, was it a solar eclipse?
Yes.
Yes. So the next one is actually going to go over where they filmed the two suns in Tunisia, Africa. I was like, that'd be a great trip.
No.
I know. We'll see. I don't know when it's at. I have to look.
Oh, do you know, I heard something on June 3rd, some kind of like...
Is it a meteor shower or something?
Some kind of weird thing's gonna happen, like something like a planet's gonna come like really close to the
Earth.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to check that out. I have no.
June 3rd. Yeah.
June 3rd. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Yeah.
A lineup of planets where there's like a conga line of all the planets.
Yeah. Right.
Kinda. No. Like, do you know it's kind of weird how like if you look at this the solar eclipse at the right time, you don't have to have your glasses on, but
Right. Correct.
if it's like a sliver of light that you.
Yeah, you could go blind. Yeah, we don't want to do that. You know,
I've looked at that too. I have looked at it like once or twice.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, I looked at it like, oh, okay. Do you know some girl stared at it for 5 minutes and she didn't go blind?
Well, yeah, where who?
Might have already been blind, actually.
One of her man's friends, one of Mannon's
friends.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
friends. I don't know.
We'll see. It's not recommended.
Don't do
it. Yeah, don't do it.
Recommended.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So what else? Let's see what else before we get into this. We went to P.O.D, which is a Christian rock band that we went to. He saw his first concert, so that was pretty cool. We did that. That was fun, right? And then we had Joliet Star Wars Day yesterday. It rained here in Chicago, and that's like a big event to encourage kids to go to school. Not to go to school, go to read in the library. And so we have a library. It's called like a library troop or whatever. It was super fun, but it rained all day. It was like Camino out there. It was like raining.
Or like anytime he says, anytime I want to go outside and it's ready, he says, I just said, like he does like, you remember Camino when he says, I successfully like found Jango Fett.
Yes,
that's
R4 fired up, man. Yeah, and it's like raining.
Yeah.
There's that fun behind the scenes thing where Jango Fett's got like with an umbrella like dancing. It's great. We needed umbrellas yesterday. It was bad. It was okay, but we had fun.
Yeah.
Star Wars. All right, guys, let's jump right into
I know this is back in April, but
what's
you
that?
also attended C2E2. Tell us about C2E2.
Yeah,
that was back in April, wasn't it?
Yeah, so C2E2, April, that's a big Chicago Comic-Con here. It's at the McCormick Place where they had Celebration. Again, McCormick Place in Chicago, I think, is the largest convention center in
the world.
Or at least the United States, at least North and South America, at least half of the globe, I guess. It's huge, and they only use part of it. Obviously, they're not using the whole thing, but Super fun. I think this was the 15th year. It was great. We had a great time. It's a fun little event. And we saw Sting, who's a recently retired wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers, and Trent's too. So we got to meet him, which was super fun.
Yes.
That was great, right?
Yeah.
We had a nice little interaction.
Yes.
It was great.
Yes.
It was just fun, not a ton of Star Wars celebs there, but it was still, we had a really good turnout at the booth that the Midwest Garrison had, and one of our guys made he already had the Dejaric table for the Falcon, a part of the bench, and Vivian Blair signed it, Rosario Dawson signed it, a couple other celebs, who's Steve Bloom, who played Zeb on Rebels, who was the bad girl in Ahsoka, the magistrate.
Oh, Morgan Elsbeth, yeah.
Thank you, Morgan Elsbeth. She signed it as well.
Yeah.
So a couple celebs have come by during C2E2 and signed it. And so what he did this year was different. He made this whole tunnel of the Falcon, and so you could kind of walk through the tunnel and then go to the Jarek table. It was really cool. So it was a lot of fun. It was a really good photo opportunity for everybody. So it was a lot of fun getting a lot of pictures and stuff like that.
I need to go back.
Okay.
I got my helmet signed by James Arnold Taylor.
You saw what?
I got my helmet signed by James Arnold Taylor.
You did? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, your Rex helmet.
Really?
It's somewhere.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, yeah, we went to. Yeah, this was the Philadelphia Fan Expo. This was on May 4th, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah. So Keith just walked up and just said hello, and he just grabbed the helmet and signed it. Wasn't even expecting it to happen.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. We were trying to get more
mind
signatures, but it was
blown.
limited. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
get
cool.
the other 3 main Clone Wars actors to sign it.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I mean, honestly,
mine.
that's a great idea to keep that going, hey, can you sign this? So is that do you have a Black Series or something like that? What kind of helmet is it?
No, this helmet was custom made. So.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I didn't make it myself. I am going to, though. I'm going to complete the armor set. So.
Yeah. This helmet was made for us, for Keith, and Keith has been carrying it around and wearing it. So it's a pretty cool helmet.
Nice. Now it's signed.
I'll make you a Mando costume if I can.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for cosplay. I know. I don't know yet.
You don't think that's cool?
No, I think it's cool. I think it's great. I love what Todd does, and the 501st, and but it takes a little more courage.
I'll go to Five Below. I'll buy some LED lights.
I think I gotta get that courage to do it.
Throw them in a blade, and then I'll make you a Darksaber.
There you go.
We'll see what. All right, we'll start there.
You know what? It does take a little courage, but it's also very liberating, because if you're covered, they don't really know who you are, and so there's a little fun in that. But there is also a discouraging side. It's hot, and sometimes you can't see very well. But I think those things. So you have to pick the right costume that you're most comfortable with. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's great. It's super fun. So. But yeah, keep on doing it there, Keith, and you'll be a clone trooper soon enough.
Yeah, I want to make a Mando costume for me though.
You want to make one for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. You can be Paz Vizsla or something.
Okay. Well, we'll work it out. All right. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, some people, the other thing, sometimes it is claustrophobic, so sometimes that's not an option for some people. So you just gotta find the costume that works for you, and what you like. So
You'd be Boba Fett.
Okay. I mean,
I'm like people from the Mandoverse.
I don't have a problem with that. I can be anything. I mean, I like that. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. He's just gonna push you right off the edge, Kerwin. He's just gonna be like, you're gonna go.
Maybe that's what I need. I just need to be pushed out.
The hard part is the helmet. Like, I have zero clue how to make a helmet. I could 3D print the rest of it. I've watched a few tutorials.
Okay.
I just need a sewing machine and some fabric
Yeah.
and a 3D printing template.
Yeah. Well, you
Okay.
you guys recently had like Jen Markham on, right?
We did. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah, and
what? I
she's
can
like
have
so talented. She's like
Yes.
beyond talented. Like there's
Good.
people that are just really talented with fabric and sewing and it's just like there's so many talented things out there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of what's kind of uh escalated with 3D printing, it's really helped out a lot to make it fun and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
all right, very cool. Well, hopefully next time we meet, like we'll get an update on the cosplay and see what's going on there. So
Sounds good.
all right, so let's jump right into our main topic. Today, we're going to be talking about Bad Batch Season 3 and really kind of just overall Bad Batch because it ended. It's crazy. So what did you guys think of Season 3? Do you have any favorite episodes? Anything that jumped out to you?
I mean, if we're talking about stuff that jumped out, I mean, the fact that Crosshair walked out of the finale with no hand. I found that so weird because I thought they were gonna hype him up to actually use his hand in the finale. Like, he had that hand tremor thingy, and then I
Mm.
thought he was gonna like take the shot to save one of the Bad Batch members. But nope. You have shaky hand problems, just chop your hand off. That's how you do that. So
Yeah.
that was jarring.
Well, that's what stood out for you. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Well, what stood out for me? Well, I was very surprised that Omega was managed to escape on her own, and not just her, but she got Crosshair out and reunited with the Batch so early in the season. I was not expecting that to happen. Can you still hear us, Todd? Okay.
Bruh.
All right, we're good. So you liked how Omega just saved herself, like just kind of
Yeah.
saved her.
Well, right. I was
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually thought the season was just going to be the Batch looking for her and
Right.
eventually finding her in the last episode. I don't know, Keith laughs at me when I say that, but that's what I was
Bad.
expecting. Yeah.
We would have literally two Bad Batch members. And Echo, who treats being a Bad Batcher like a part-time job. So we
Yeah.
would literally be following Hunter and Wrecker doing whatever it is they do best
Yeah.
for the whole show. And then Omega and Crosshair just sit in a jail cell for like the whole show. That would
Yeah.
not have been that entertaining.
Well, you're right.
It would have
I'm
just been
glad.
one long fetch quest.
Yeah, I'm glad with the way it did happen. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I enjoyed the reunion at the very beginning. Yeah.
And
Yeah. The reunion was fun. That was
nobody had to
touching.
die for it to be a good story,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Kind of
all
like a
lived
Guardians,
happily ever after.
kind of like a Guardians 3 approach.
Yeah.
Except Tech,
Mhm.
Rit Tech. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What was one of your favorite episodes? Do you have a favorite moment?
When um I think we've watched it so long ago.
I know, right? Well, I know one that we liked. I liked the Bayou one, I think it was Bad Territory when they meet up with Fennec Shand and they go to
Right.
Bayou,
Uh-huh.
Wrecker elbow dropping some gators and
That's fun.
yeah.
I like the
it was just like a Florida stand-in then.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been so long, so it's hard for me to like. Okay, I'm trying to think, but
what other one did you like? You liked the little baby guy.
oh my gosh, that's so cute.
The little force baby
I like the one.
that our buddy
I like the
Cad
one
Bane's just
when,
like adopting kids. I'm like, oh, okay, this is okay.
I like the one when they're like escaping when they're escaping their prison. That was cool when all the kids were escaping. That was fun.
Yes, the end was that was fun.
Yeah, but the only thing I hate about Bad Batch is the it's
we're
just
going right there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just have to
Okay.
because they should they should have had like a secret that Tech is still alive. It just sucks.
I
It's
know.
like, hey, we
That's-
like as soon as like he fell, we never got nothing about him. So
I
it's
know.
like,
I know.
have you forgot about him or something until
Yeah,
the last
that's
episode?
that's a
Like,
tough one.
it's like,
I don't think we forgot about him. I mean, I remember when Hemlock threw the goggles at the batch
Yeah,
at the end,
yeah,
and then Omega kept him and left him on Pabu with her friend.
yeah. They had like the
Chef.
memorial thing. Yeah, they had the memorial thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they had
know.
like a little memorial for Tech. You know, they
Yeah.
brought him up a few times,
yeah.
I
so they
know.
didn't. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would have been nice if he came back, but it also would have kind of ruined the stakes of the story.
Agreed.
Mm.
Also, speaking of annoying things, something I didn't like about the Bad Batch is the fact that they just seemed completely unwilling to explain how Ventress came back.
Mm. Yeah.
I like, you know what? That's another one. I really like the Ventress Omega kind of force lessons.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that little.
Yeah. Oh
I that
yeah.
was fun with
Yeah.
the.
When she. Yeah. I agree with him. It's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
She came back and like. Oh yeah. You can come in. Yeah. Like the teach
Well,
Omega, but it's just like.
and it also showed Ventress like
It's like.
how she is control of the force, and that you have these elite soldiers, Bad Batch, and they couldn't take her down, which I thought was interesting. Like she just held her own and had patience enough to kind of keep the boys at bay. Like, okay, look, I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to give you a salad, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really fun episode. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're saying, Keith. I thought timeline wise is like I don't know, you know, where this is going, but I mean, in the book, she kind of gave up her life.
Yes.
I mean, like, this is not the first time the Bad Batch has endangered the canon in Star Wars. Like,
Well,
remember that book, Lords of the Sith, when we thought Orm Freetop was dead because, you know, he took one in the head, which
Yeah, this was a
should have
season one.
logically ended his career, but he is alive, and
hmm
that book is still canon.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
So
well,
I don't know,
and they
come up
had
with like,
the comic version of Caleb, Caleb Dune
Hmm.
as Kanan, and like hit that version was a little different than the beginning of Bad Batch, so
like
there
step up a
is a
lot of
little
lightsabers green instead of
nuances
blue.
there. But I mean, I thought overall, I thought this season three was very strong. I also liked the free the animal episode where Crosshair and Omega, have to go to the get some credits, and Omega's like winning at that game, and then they kind of free the animals.
That was fun.
That was awesome. I loved the tension of like the Imperials almost kind of finding out about things, and all that kind of stuff. I really did enjoy all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but they could at least. I just the only thing I don't like is when like they didn't say like, hey, there should be like, hey, he's still alive, and like for like one moment at the end, like, hey,
Well, I think the tech part, like Keith's saying, it's like a little it would cheapen it a little bit, but
yeah, but it's still like
I know it's tough.
they should have
It's
had like a
tough.
ghost spirit of him like back, like with like
Well, he's
no.
not a Jedi,
I know
but
that, but like have like a presence of him
yeah, I know.
or something,
Like
Well,
a
I mean,
picture frame or something, you know?
just a picture frame of
I
him.
think I think if anything, Tech is definitely not coming back because we didn't see him in season three, and we
Yeah,
also didn't see him in the future flash forward at the end of the show. Like Omega
yeah,
didn't mention his name,
Yeah.
he didn't show up or anything. So
yeah.
I think he's actually gone, which is kind of nice for the stakes because if I know one thing, it's that main characters have too much plot armor. Like literally everybody is using the child mode sabers. Like, Sabine survived and Riva survived, the Grand Inquisitor survived. It kind of all started with Maul, and then it just went downhill from there. But at least with Maul, there was a whole story arc about bringing him back. Like,
Yeah.
he lost
Mm,
his mind, he lost his legs, he was insane. The Night Sisters brought him back. He was still kind of crazy. They made him new
Exactly,
legs. All that just to bring Maul back.
mm.
Like,
But it worked.
it worked.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it made sense how they did it. It was well executed. Whereas when a character just like dies and then comes back episodes later, like, oh, I was too angry to die. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, a little bit. That's a little bit of Darth Maul because its anger is what like
Kept him
kept him
alive,
alive
and
until.
all and
But again, with Darth Maul, he sets up his own crime syndicate. There's
and
a
he's got
whole subplot of that. Like he's building his own little empire until he got too big, and the Emperor's like, "Hey, slow down, bro. I'm still the main guy." But I do like the Maul arc very much.
Yeah, I like when his one day is like he's got his horns like grown out,
Yeah,
and
he
like
looked
he's got this
crazy.
spider kind of look.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Yeah, and I love when he's like in the desert and he says Kenobi. And just
Economy. That's
Like he's
such a
yelling.
great Rebels. I love that Rebels episode. So
It's
good.
great in Rebels. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some great Rebels animation and just story points. But we talked about this before with the lightsaber stuff. Like Qui-Gon Jinn's up there, like, okay, wait, what?
he's like,
What? You know,
this
the
is
Grand
like,
Inquisitor comes back, like
and he's
Reva
like probably
comes
swearing
back.
up there, like he's probably swearing like
No, Qui-Gon wouldn't swear. He was like, what is going on here? You know.
he's like
yeah, it's like
you might I don't know.
I'll say this. I just I forgot what I was gonna say.
It was so
I
grandiose. It
didn't
was so
anticipate it.
grandiose, and like it just went right out, man. Well, I'll tell you, so this little we're sidetracking just a little bit, but like that's kind of where I have a problem with my, my brothers, my stormtrooper. Why would you train all this time to be in the Imperial Army when one blaster bolt is going to take you down? It like doesn't make sense. But then like, in the movies themselves, like Princess Leia takes a zap in the shoulder, she's fine. Like Poe takes a shot. Like everybody, like they don't even have armor on, and they got hit by a blaster. Like, oh man, I'm fine. It doesn't blow up my shoulder or anything like that. But then I think sometimes we get into this kind of plot convenience with lightsabers or blaster bolts. Like, oh, it's okay if the hero takes one, but the enemy one shot and you're done. It's like, can't work both ways, but it is what it is. It is storytelling, but
Yeah. I finally remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, here we go. Big point.
I think the great part about Darth Maul is that he didn't overstay his welcome. He was there as long as he needed to be, and once he had served his purpose, they gave him a beautiful ending, and that was it for the character. And then
Great.
Solo came out, and I don't know what they were doing there, but
Well,
I'm gonna consider that to be non-canon.
well, no, but that's still in the time frame of him creating the crime syndicate. So
Yeah,
I
but that's
I,
just a
I
whole nother storyline that's opened up there that we didn't need to.
But I
well,
actually
it's trying to,
like
what they're trying to do is a
yeah.
crossover, but making sure that people understand that animation is still canon and that you need to pay attention because no one who paid attention, that's a fine line. Like, you have casual fans and you have deeper fans that like books and comics and stuff like that. It's just that's why, like the only thing I don't like about that scene is like the holograms in color. Like, yeah, we know he's Darth Maul. Yes, he has a red lightsaber, but you don't have to show it. But that's
Yeah,
just
ignited his lightsaber over a Skype call, like,
Yeah, for no reason.
yo, Kiro, look at my lightsaber.
yeah. Just in case you forgot, Sith Lord.
That's right.
In case you forgot, Sith Lord for life.
Right.
Like,
And
The
then
best part of that
I just
is that
the other thing is like
Yeah.
they're playing dual flates just in the background. Like, is that elevator music you got back there, Darth Maul? Just make sure, You're
but the
gonna,
best part
you're gonna
is
say something, Kerr?
you created a great character out of Kira. I would love to know more about her story after that.
Yeah.
maybe to put
that
her back
movie.
in live action.
Yeah, live action. She should have her own series. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to see a
And
Kira
Dr.
film.
Aphra as well. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Star Wars needs to start putting more of its character, like Book of Boba Fett. For whatever reason, Black Chrysanthemum was in there and not Dr. Aphra.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they worked together. Yes.
Don't even get me started on Book of Boba Fett. But
Book of Boba Fett is perfect. Because
I love Book of Boba Fett, but it was like Boba Fett and friends. It was like Boba Fett and his super friends, and I don't know. It could have been.
he's more of a loner.
Yeah, I know, but like, yeah, I understand. Like, you have Afra, you have Chrysanthemum, you got a lot of great characters that could be used differently. I just think sometimes, I mean this in the most positive way possible, but sometimes I think sometimes they're like, I don't know if they're gonna know this, so we have to like overstate it. And it's like that was never George's intention originally. You just get dropped in. You know what? We got to figure out. And it honestly, it brings you curious because like we all have phones now. You'd be like, why is Darth Maul still alive? And then you could go and like check out Clone Wars and check out Rebels and check out all those other things. And I think that's encouraging from a story perspective. I don't think you need to over explain stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Don't show me a colored hologram. Just, I know he's Darth Maul, but whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also
And it helps good it helps good dialogue when,
yeah, I feel like George should have never given it to Disney. But he could have given it to Universal because Universal is really like.
well, that's a totally different story for a different day. Okay,
but
what? All right, I know. What are some themes you liked though in Bad Batch? Like overall, what are some themes you liked?
Family isn't the people you're born. It isn't just the people you're born with. It's the company you
Yeah,
keep in the Bad Batch or
that's
a
great.
family
Yeah,
in and of themselves. Yeah.
I like
Love
that.
it, love
Yeah,
it.
that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
great. Actually, that's probably the biggest theme. And just because you're born different doesn't mean like
Mm.
you can't be accepted by people. I think that's a big thing.
Mhm,
Like
I agree with.
we all have unique qualities, and if we don't highlight that for each other, you know, I liked how Omega kind of grounded them and made them a family. I love. I think we kind of joked about it, but we loved all the stuffed animal, the stuffies. I'm like, I just loved all that stuff, and like, I loved how they kept her kind of like suit like her room, that which is not really a room, it was just like part of the ship, but that was her little thing. And I liked how she still continued that in season three, like giving the doll that she made. I thought that was a kind of a cool little thread that they kept on doing.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, overall, I think like just like Clone Wars, I think each season got better with storytelling and animation. I mean, the animation on this is great, and I really I did enjoy the Sid episodes where they're kind of like doing different jobs,
Oh,
but
I love the Rancor one. That
the
was fun.
Rancor one was great. Yeah, the Rancor one. But I do like how they kind of got off of that and got more into where clones are going and having that kind of thread in there about what are we doing with our soldiers? I thought that was a great theme in Star Wars. That's something that we don't talk about enough. So, okay, so what do you think about the ending where we actually flash forward? What did you guys think of that?
It was great. It was perfect. Perfect. Down to the last minute details.
Hmm. I was digging me some Qui-Gon Jinn uh,
What?
hunter hair. I loved it.
Like, no, he's Rambo, bro.
Yeah,
He's
he was.
Rambo.
He went full Rambo, but like he had like the pwn like he almost had a Qui-Gon Jinn dude going on. I was like, oh yeah, that's great. It's
Yeah, and
great.
but it's also fun how like how Badger's still there. That was
Yeah,
fun.
that was a cool thing too. I really did like that thread here in season three where she befriended an animal and that helped her out along the way. Batcher became part of the group. I thought that was
And
great
part of
too.
family.
Part of the family, yeah.
No,
Hey, we all need dogs
no,
and pets and
or Vin Diesel's. I don't got friends. I got
I
family.
got family. Yeah, yeah. Kerwin, do you have a favorite theme in Bad Batch?
Yeah, yeah, just continue with family. I'm
Yeah,
just going back to from the very beginning when the batch met Omega
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
and they
yes.
realized that they had to protect her from from the Empire and you know with help from Nala Se, they got her off of Camino.
yeah,
He was placed in a position now that he had to take care of this little girl, right? He had to be a father figure. And
yeah.
that's not something that he prepared for. That has nothing to do with being a soldier. He didn't want to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
He tried so hard to get rid of her and she
Yeah.
just kept coming back.
Yeah,
Coming
but
back.
Yeah, yeah. But I just love that, she was, she kept going. She was tenacious. She says,
Yeah,
well, I'm going with you no matter what. And they just grew into their roles, and his
yeah,
role as being a father figure. And at a point where he thought that she was able to take care of herself, he gave her more to do. Like in the third season, you felt that she was really independent than
mm,
the way she was in the first two seasons.
yeah,
And then the flashback, or not the flashback, but the flash forward, Now she's this grown woman, and
Yeah.
he's at a point as a dad that it's time to let her go, you know?
It's
So
tough.
I thought that was
Tough.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful. You know, it's going to come to that, as any parent, we're going to
Yeah, I
get
know.
to
Yeah, I
where we
know.
have to let our children go,
I know.
But
Yeah.
that's our role
Yeah.
as a parent to
Yes.
raise them
Yeah.
so that they can live on their own and to,
Yeah.
make important decisions and contribute to,
Eh,
community or society. So, and
Right.
that's exactly what she did.
Well,
And
Rip
she,
will make a senator career.
Yeah, well, I thought she would become a senator, but no, she joined
right,
the
yeah. I
Republicans.
like that she's like still fighting the fight too. I think that's
Yes.
just drilled
Yeah.
into her.
Yes.
And I love like, hey, I'm gonna go be a pilot, So I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
cool.
Or what's it called? Or like all the animals, like, hey, like to raise you, like, hey, like one day, like, hey, you're born. And like, the mother's like, bye, you got your own, bye.
With the
Like, do you know like how like there's a lizard that buries their eggs
uh-huh.
and leaves without like,
Oh, right,
hey,
right. But
we're
this
gonna
is
guide you through path. No, this is
oh yeah, that happens sometimes in the animal kingdom, but yeah, but this one, like you're even though you're born different, you get together and you get to be with family. It doesn't matter. Sometimes, that happens too. You might not have a good solid family structure, but then you find a family.
Yep.
That's good,
We are family.
Family. Yep, that's right. What can we take away from the Bad Batch, Kerwin? What's something that we could take away?
Well, yeah, we touched on it a little
Yeah.
bit. I always felt from the very beginning that this story was about diversity and neurodiversity.
Mm.
I
Mm.
have a child who's on the spectrum, and
Yeah.
I felt that he was being represented by this show because I remember when we were first introduced to the batch, it was a Clone Wars episode, and you know
Yes.
how every Clone Wars episode has like a
A little
motto
theme.
at the beginning
Yeah.
or a theme at the beginning, and it
Little
says
proverb. Little
right,
proverb.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, was knowing your worth,
Mm.
embrace people's differences, for that's what makes you whole. And I
Yeah.
never forgot that. And I thought that was very, very well
Yeah.
said. And then when you introduced the Bad Batch, and you could tell that they weren't like the rest of the clones, they were separated and they were, told that they were defective and they were different and
Yeah.
they weren't
Yeah.
like the others. And they proved them wrong,
Yeah.
although, they did things differently. They operated differently, but, you know, they got the job done, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, goodness.
but yeah, I just love the diversity aspect of the Bad Batch. So that's why this show is always going to be something special to me. I'll always, and the Bad Batch. We started at the same time as the series. We've been doing stuff,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and our first series that we reviewed was Bad Batch season one. So we've been
Gotcha.
following this series for every single episode since then. So
Right. Yeah.
the Bad Batch holds a special
A
place
little,
in my.
little special place. A little
Yeah,
special
exactly.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, um, yeah, it's cool that they took this and made it its own. And I
Hmm.
really do like what you're saying too. Like sometimes, like your the other thing is like the your job doesn't define you. Like
Yeah,
they all have great qualities. Like Hunter, he can find things, and Wrecker's muscle, but like
And
and
he's also
tech is
sassy.
tech, and he can do all technology and Crosshair. It's very simple class. Like Crosshair is a sharpshooter, but then there's just this
Or like
this camaraderie and like there's other things going on. Like Wrecker has that like super soft spot
yes.
and just being a big kid, and I just loved all those like kind of nuances and
yeah,
they really fleshed out the characters, which is great. And I think one other big theme and what you could take away is like never give up on people. Like Omega never gave up on Crosshair,
how about that?
and
Yeah,
I just love like those little bits like at the end of season three here where she was like trying to have him meditate and like you're more than just somebody that can hit a target.
yeah,
Like there's more to you, and like it's kind of cool because like he was very confident that he thought he was going down the path, and then he got stripped of his stuff. But then I love kind of all that kind of stuff that was a little bit deeper, a little bit sub-level than in some of those episodes. And I just think it's a great theme in Star Wars, like, with Anakin and, there's so many characters that, like, you just don't give them on them. Just continue to love on people and be authentic and love on people and.
I'm wondering why Crosshair never did his exercise. Like, he could have went, like, for his hand. Like, he keeps on twitching more. Like, he could have
Well,
talked about it.
the idea though is that there's trauma there. Like, not only it's not just a physical thing, but it's a mental thing, and like that whole. And again, like they kind of go into it a little bit with Hemlock, like kind of creating his own Bad Batch right there at the end, like, but they're not the same. They're not the same. Like there's certain things that you just can't clone basically and copy. Like, oh, we're just gonna copy these guys. No, these four guys were unique, and Omega brought. Yeah, well, yeah, right, exactly. There's this group makes it special, and I think that's super important to remember. Like, you just can't copy that. So there you go. All right, so switching gears just a little bit, we have a new show coming out like soon. Very soon, and some people have already seen it. Like they're launching it in movie theaters for a little bit, which is already sold out, and whatever. But the Acolyte's coming out, so I know Keith and Kerwin, you saw a little bit. So what gets you excited about the Acolyte?
Well, I'm trying so hard not to say too much because I don't
Okay.
I want I don't want to give
I
it
don't want to put
away.
you on the spot here.
Yeah, but I can see. I mean, we all can see that this is probably the most anticipated series since The Mandalorian season one. We've been talking about the Acolyte for 2 years now,
Yeah,
and just the excitement of hearing that we're gonna have this new story told between the High Republic and the Phantom Menace. We've never seen any stories in this era. So these characters, the creator, Leslie Hetland, is free to create these characters from scratch,
yeah,
and to develop them and give them, flesh and blood, make them flesh and blood and give them a great story. It's show it it's being played as a mystery.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's mysterious, it's dark. It's a different Star Wars.
Yeah.
I can say that much. That it's
Yeah.
different than
Okay.
probably what I've seen before. And I'm sorry that Keith is not here because I'm sure he wanted to say a
No,
few.
it's fine. Yeah, I mean, like,
But
I
yeah, that's
like
pretty
that
much all I
they're.
can say at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that they're exploring kind of like the dark side with the Acolyte. I mean, it's kind of right there that, you know, that apprentice that craves that master's power. I think that's super fun, and I'm
Hmm.
really excited to see that. We went to see The Phantom Menace in theaters,
Yeah.
and so they had like a little sneak peek at the end. So we got a little preview of that. We got to see a cool little bar scene. That was fun, right? So we're super excited for it. I'm glad you guys got to see a little bit more. So I don't
Yeah.
want to like spoil it too much, but I think the big question is, are we
Hmm.
going to see Yoda, man? I want to see if we're going to see a little Yoda. So I'm
Yeah.
super excited for that. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun to really explore, because like, Phantom Menace was the beginning point, and now with a little bit of the Tales of the Jedi and some of the other stuff that we've seen, now this is pushing that timeline back. Obviously, from a live action standpoint, because again, we have some books, but this is this is kind of opening it up again. People that don't read the books, this is going to open it up and like push that timeline back. So I think that's super exciting from a Star Wars universe perspective. I think that's great. So, but again, little short, 8 episodes. What's up, people? Come on, can we try to do like 16 or something? But we'll get.
I don't think you want that.
Yes. Yeah. Is there something you want to say non-spoilery about?
Non-spoiler there, Keith. Keep it clean for us people, us people that haven't seen it.
And maybe something objective.
He's like,
Don't give your opinion.
look at that face. He's like, ah.
Oh, man.
I can't. He's like, I can't.
I think
You know what? I was thinking about this too. Like, I'm so glad you guys got to see a little bit more. But like, people, let's just think about like, like some of the NDAs, like like some of these actors, and then
Yeah.
like even like Jon Favreau. Like Jon Favreau wrote The Mandalorian, and he's pitching it. He's like, yeah, this is gonna be a good show. We're trying to keep it real, and can't mention Grogu at all. Like, and he's
Yeah.
just like, and he wrote it. Like he wrote that, and he can't mention that. That's like so hard sometimes, and like I think that's why a lot of these pressers are very much like a sports. Like when they interview the quarterback, well, yeah, we had some plays that we got away, and then we came back and rallied against. Like, you can almost do every sports like at the end recap. It's like almost the same thing because it's like you just have to experience it sometimes, and like you just can't like sometimes you can't say the things you want to say, But anyways, I think it's
Fun fact.
Keith, you got anything you want to say without like pulling the tea?
Well, I mean, fun fact. Grogu should be born about 15 to 20 years before the Phantom Menace.
Okay. You have anything to say about the Acolyte?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it there.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
First 2 episodes to drop, so we're all looking forward to it. We're all looking.
Yeah.
Now that's actually kind of making my brain actually like.
Yeah, that's true. Grogu
is 50 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, again,
he's definitely one because in their years it's.
Yeah, but like he's there obviously at Revenge of the Sith and went to Order 66, so
trauma.
He is right. He's alive. He's alive when.
Yeah, I don't think he would be born during the Acolyte era. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not born.
That's 100 years before.
Yeah,
it's 100 years before. So
yes,
he's kind of, and it's funny. I just got a recent. I got this. I love coffee table books. I got like this. Timelines coffee table book, and it's great. It's got all this detail. But then there's just like this. There's like this hole where they don't even talk about the Acolyte. It's like right there. It's like okay, you're talking all about the High Republic and all that stuff. But it's great.
Yeah, it wasn't out yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, right, but there's a space for it.
There's a space. There's a space for it. So, all right. So let's wrap this up. So again, if you want to email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com, what is your favorite thing about the Bad Batch, or what's you're excited about the Acolyte? Let us know. Email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. Okay, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T. You can find us on the socials, Big T, Little T Podcast, Instagram, BLILT Podcast at Twitter, and follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T, Little T. We're playing some Fortnite. We're playing Wrecked.
Yes.
A lot of cars.
Yes.
And bedlam.
And death.
It's fun.
Yes, it
is. We're having fun. We're having fun, yeah.
Yes.
So we're playing that, so check us out there. We got stickers. We want to hear from you, so comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Give a 5-star review on Spotify. And you can also, again, email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. If you have a question, want to give us a rating, again, tell us about what's your favorite part about Bad Batch or the Acolyte, what you're excited for. Keith and Kerwin, where can people find you?
You got this, Dad.
You can find us everywhere your podcasts are played, on audio, video. We are on Instagram, YouTube.
I got this.
YouTube, Twitter.
Podcast, social, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Father.Son.Galaxy, website Father.Son.Galaxy.com. Please check out our merch store, Father.Son.Galaxy.myspreadshop.com. Donate to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Father.Son.Galaxy. I still need to buy that DLC, and I also need to get this helmet signed, so donate, please.
Okay.
Please.
Yes, YouTube, Instagram, and X.
Love it, dude.
Twitter.
I love it, man.
At Father.Son.Galaxy.
Twitter. I don't care about X. Twitter. I'm calling him Twitter.
It's still Twitter.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know the bird's actual. I think the bird's actual name is like Jim or something.
Jim the bird?
Something like he actually had a name.
You have so much knowledge up there.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy.
It hurts your mental brain, Dad.
Well, again, it does.
It hurts your
it does. Brain. You know why it hurts my brain?
Why?
Because it's like a flood of information from you, like so much. I'm like, wait, what are we talking about now? And you're like,
yes.
I'm on a different subject. I'm like, oh, okay. So, guys, I can't say this enough. I love hanging out with you guys. We'll have to hook up again soon. It's always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah.
And we'll send the commemorative plates out. I think that we're at that stage now where you've been on the show so much, and we just appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
So next time we're gonna be talking about Acolyte. It's only 8 shows, but still it's 8 new Star Wars things that we get to talk about.
Yes.
So super excited for it.
8,000 more little like the tiny stuff, like, hey, this is a new plan, this is like a new
character. That's exactly right. A new spaceship, new technology. But that's the thing,
or
it's
old
technology. That's what messes with your noodles. So we're going back in time. It'll be fun.
Yes.
It'll be fun. So we'll talk a little Acolyte. So how do we end this? You remember?
Truly the wonderful the mind of the child is.
And may the force be with you always. Bye. Bye.
Have a great summer.
Thanks
We'll
again,
see you
guys.
again. All right, take care.
Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
It's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.
And it thrills me every time to say his name. Stand up wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Sting!
What the hell's going on?
Look! It's Sting!
Damn! What the hell?
What an entrance!
Hey, look at me! I'll hit you right now! Strong arm tactics!
It's Sting! My God! Here he comes!
It can't be!
It's Sting! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Darby Allin and Sting! Oh my God! It's Sting! He's back from injury! He's back! And I think it's going to be maybe a bad ending for the Gun Club. It's Sting!
The hairs are standing up on the back of my neck, boys!
It's Sting!
Oh boy, the plot thickens.
Oh my God! Look at Jericho turn! Look at the snow! It's Sting! I love it! Listen to the ovation for Sting!
Recording in progress. Let me see if that's going. Checking everything out. All right, looks like it's recording on our side. All right, guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.